I got a call a few days ago from the Mexican cartel. They needed me to engineer an efficient bomb detonator. I can't really decline the offer because I'm unemployed. And it's the fucking cartel. They're gonna mince me up and put me in some tacos. But don't worry, you're gonna feel a lot better about making this bomb after you find out who we're blowing up. It's a bus full of Kendrick Lamar fans. Why does the cartel have beef with Kendrick Lamar fans? Don't worry about the specifics. Just be happy we're blowing them up. Trust me, we're doing the world a favor. So how do we do this without getting caught? All we have to do is create a device that can form a spark strong enough to detonate an explosive. Here's how we do it. We get a couple of cartel goons to replace the back wheel of the bus with one made entirely out of iron. We then make them replace the front wheel with one made out of copper. Stay with me now. We get another set of goons to fully coat the road with iron filings. We want to connect these iron filings to the negative side of a battery. Now we'll leave a little patch on the road clear, and in the middle of this patch we'll place a copper plate. We'll connect this copper plate to the positive side of the battery. As the bus drives down the road, the iron tire stays in contact with the iron filings, creating one continuous electrical connection. This is what this whole idea hinges on, so keep that in mind. Now as the bus reaches the gap, it then allows the copper tire to come in contact with the copper plate. You see where this is going? We can then use these electrified tires to power whatever detonator circuit is in there. We can actually hook some type of circuit up to these wheels and create a spark strong enough to detonate a bomb, hopefully shredding all the passengers as they listen to GNX on repeat. That album was horrible, by the way. Listen, we gotta stop acting like Kendrick Lamar some type of lyrical genius. He isn't. But I digress. The detonator works. And I now have less people to argue against on Twitter. To show that this idea would work, I want to at least get an LED to light up. I have a few props here that are going to stand in place for the iron filings and all the other stuff. We're going to use the steel sheet because I've heard that it's smart to have a ground plane or two in your electric circuits, especially if you're designing PCBs and stuff. This is where the negative side of our battery will be connected, making it easier to connect all the other negatives in the circuit. So having this steel sheet, which is made of conducting metal, is a great foundation for a ground layer. Now it also had to be steel because steel has a special metal in it. Steel is actually a mixture of iron and carbon, and iron is one of the very few metals that are Really, bitch? Really? And iron is one of the three metals that are ferromagnetic, meaning they're attracted to magnets. And these magnets themselves are also conductive. This is great because if you stick these magnets onto the steel plates, then you can transfer this ground signal to other circuits just by placing them on this sheet. So that handles the ground signal, but remember we have two power lines. 5 volts and ground. So how do we handle the 5 volt line? Whatever should handle the 5 volt line should be a metal because it must be conductive. But, and this is a huge but, we must not have the metal be ferromagnetic, because if it isn't ferromagnetic, then this discourages the circuit magnet from attaching to the 5 volt signal when we know it should be connected to the ground. This just helps us prevent any short circuits or some idiot wiring the power lines backwards. So a clean choice would be copper. Now to further reduce the chance of short circuits, we need to have a bit of non-conductive material that separates the copper and the iron. So that should be enough to activate our weapon of mass destruction, but the cartel needs me to prove that this will exact indescribable human suffering on innocent people. So they need me to make a prototype of this thing. That basically forces me to use some type of CAD software to design this thing. Lord knows I'm not paying for any software on my PC, and I'm not about to start doing so today. Luckily there's this free CAD software called Onshape, and it was actually quite easy to get going in here. And after a few hours, I cooked up this. We have the part designed, we just need a quality 3D print to bring it to life. That's where our sponsor, PCBWay, comes in. PCBWay, in footballing terms, is like Messi in an Argentina squad, the absolute heartbeat of any and all projects on this channel. And over the multiple boards they've sent me, other boards I've sneakily ordered myself so I wouldn't get special treatment, and now these 3D prints I've ordered, I can continue to confidently say that PCBWay is your best pal when it comes to anything manufacturing wise, especially for hobbyist projects. If you need any high quality PCBs, 3D prints, or CNC cuts, or even flexible circuit boards, then head over to PCBWay to get that sorted. High quality, lightning quick shipping, all at PCBWay.com. Just make sure your jaw doesn't drop as low as the prices when you're visiting the website. Thank you as always to PCBWay for supporting the channel. Now I don't have the non-conductive material yet, but what I do have is this copper tape. But if I wrap this around the steel sheets and hold it in place with like some tape or something, we actually have two power lines that don't have any contact between them. So if I connect this to 5 volts and this to ground, we have the potential to power a circuit. Okay, I feel like this is a good time to take the veil off and show you what this is actually about. I think it's quite obvious that this isn't a bomb circuit. If you couldn't figure that out by how ridiculous it would be to replace the wheels of our bus with metal fucking tires, you're a retard. I am also not affiliated with any cartels and don't want to be, so all you Rodriguez niggas, please stay away from me. The Cartel storyline was just to carry the video forward, okay? In reality, this is an idea I've been working on for a while. Imagine if you could play around with logic gates in real life, kinda like we do on Logisim. I feel like this would be the best teaching tool for digital logic, or just a great playground for hobbyists like me. So this is the first step to making that a reality. But I get that most of you guys wanna see the CPU finally finished. I get it. It's been damn near 2 years since I posted the intro to the series. But fear not, ladies with gentle hands, I've got a special video coming next week. So like this video and subscribe, because in the next video we're gonna do a lot of work on the control unit. And I hope the jokes I've been making aren't too offensive to my Mexican hermanos. Ain't nobody on this earth that's more solid than a Mexican nigga. And come on, who doesn't like a Latina? But let me log back in since you guys started doubting my soldering skills. Don't get it twisted, bro, I'm still nasty with the iron in my hands. Even more so if you hand me some tape on top of that. Just look at the finished product, it looks professionally made. That's right, because it was professionally made. I am a professional. Now the moment of truth. It works. Now this is a great proof of concept. Instead of the simple LED circuit, imagine you just have a NAND gate wired up instead. You can then easily chain up a bunch of logic gates through this concept. Of course I'd have to make it smaller, but you get the idea. I'm gonna keep working on this in the shadows, and I'll let you know what I cook up in a couple of months.